Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this June 16th, 2026 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Shelby Rockawick, our office coordinator, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Shelby.
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. And now I'll turn it over to Chair Fuller.
Thank you, Shelby. And I now call this June 16th, 2026 regular meeting to order and ask Shelby to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Vice Chair Rod Green.
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance: Managing Director Matt Washtenaw, Director of Operations Adam Leip, Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack, Director of Finance Dan Ackerman.
Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved. Second.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, if you would please, Shelby.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. We have one set of minutes to approve today. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of June 6th, 2026 as presented on pages 4 through 16 of the packet?
So move.
Support. Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the board meeting minutes of June 6th are accepted as presented. Next, we would typically hear from our county commission liaison, Commissioner Caroline Sanders of District 4.
She is not here, Madam Chair.
All right, we will move on to public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and Shelby will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comments. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. For in-person attendees, we will start with those of you who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you haven't signed in, you are still welcome to make comment. We will notify you when it's your turn.
Any hands raised? Tiffany?
Michael? Yes, we do have some in-person public comments. I am actually going to call Roger Wolf up to the front. Can you come to the front, to the podium, and say your name and your address for the board?
Excuse me, my name's Roger Wolf. My address is 6360 Hollow Tree Court in Lodi Township. So I'm here to obviously complain about roads. And we had started our process probably 6 years ago with our township. And after the county snowplows started to chew up the asphalt, it just kept going worse and worse every year. And I finally have even pictures of a current, what it looks like, if anybody wants to see this picture. And then I also have a picture of what our court looks like. It's only 10 houses on our street. We're the last house on the back. And on the crescent here is where it's all chewed up, and you can't even see it anymore. So we started obviously with our township supervisor. It sounded like the only option we had was to create a special assessment district. And I'm assuming the township didn't have any funds to put into this project. And I'm assuming the county and the commission doesn't have any funds to put into this project. And being like a small street, I'm sure we're not on anybody's high priority list. So we started with the township supervisor, got some estimates from somebody on the staff. And we did get an estimate of asphalting it at $150,000. And we did ask, well, what's the cost would it be to just turn it into gravel? And we never did get an estimate back on that. And then all you know that then Jan Kodak passed away. So now I think we're back to square one. She did give us information on a special assessment, getting 51% of the people signing a petition is our next step, and only step is to then go back to our township. And we did talk to the acting director or supervisor yesterday, told him we were coming here to at least make some comments. Or do we talk to somebody on the staff here at the commission? What should be, well, all right, it's not a dialogue, so I guess I won't get an answer. But we just need to know.
The agenda where we respond to public comments, so.
Okay, so we just had some questions on the special assessment. If some people wanted to pay it all at once, if other people like ourselves, which we're 30 years older than our next door neighbor, we may want to spread it out over 10 years. We may not make it. But what happens if the snowplow makes the damage again? Do we have to pay for it again a second time when we may not have even paid off the first time? So those are just some of our questions that we had. It looks like my time is over. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Has anyone else signed up or have their hand raised, Tiffany?
Yes, we have Denise Wolf.
Denise Wolf, 6360 Hollow Tree Court, Saline, Lodi Township, husband, wife. Just to reiterate, yeah, we started this process, and a couple other questions are, will the road commission pay for this? Instead of us asking all of our neighbors, we have to get 51%, all of our neighbors to pay for this. I mean, they already plow our roads, which we're grateful for. And so one question is, will you approve payment for this instead of us being assessed? So that's about, I think my husband kind of covered all the rest of the topics that we had. So we're kind of representing the whole court. And again, you know, some of us are older, we're in our 70s, and you know, we'll probably have to spread ours out if we have to go to special assessment over the 10 years. So yes. So, and did you leave the picture?
No,
Do you want the picture?
If you'll hold that, we'll collect it from you later.
Okay,
That's
all right,
okay.
and you can keep it if you'd like.
Okay,
Okay, so thank you for your time.
thanks for your comments.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next, we have Monica Knowles. Can you come to the front?
Hello, my name is Monica Knowles, and I live at 3420 Woodlea Drive off of Wagner Road. And I'm here to talk about Huron River Drive, a road that I think everybody loves, and a road that truly begs you to go fast. Unfortunately, it begs you to go too fast. I'm an avid cyclist, and I can tell you, because I follow myself on Strava, that I have ridden that road on my bicycle more than 1,000 times in the last 6 years. So I'm really well aware in terms of how fast people go. And I don't think you're going to change that, but I think that we can make people more aware. In the city of Ann Arbor, they put up a sign recently, one of those watch your speed, but that is east of Maple. And the majority of the traffic that comes on that's going westbound comes on at Maple, Wagner, and Zeeb Road. So they would never see those signs, watch your speed, which I think always act as a great reminder of, oh, I'm going a little faster than I realize. I also have been around this area long enough that I remember when Zeeb was not a four-way stop. I would love to see Wagner be a four-way stop. And trust me, living off Wagner Road, as a driver, I would not like it. But as somebody who's concerned about the speed and the potential for problems, I would like to think that you would consider that at some point in time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments, Monica.
That is it, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Tiffany. Sorry, making notes here. All right, written communications is our next agenda item appearing on pages 17 through 20 of the packet. Commissioners, is there anything you wish to draw our attention to? Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, on page 19, there is a communication, Gerald Ludstick, who is talking about the WCRC Fix-It ticket drainage concern and how by using that, the job got done, and he is complimenting how the WCRC followed through with that. On the bottom of page 19, it is a card from Brick Elementary, and I was happy to see that. That's a school I've subbed at, and they were so thankful for the Touch a Truck event and letting WCRC know that they did a great job. That is all I have.
Anyone else? Seeing none, we will move on now to road commissioner comment and staff follow-up to public comment. And I'll just start by asking the managing director for some advice with respect to the comments from the Wolves and Ms. Knowles.
Sure. Thank you, Chair. Certainly Hollow Tree Court in Lodi Township, I believe is not unique. There's a lot of our local subdivision roads that are nearing the end of their service life or at the end of the service life, meaning they're over 20+ years old and need to be reconstructed. Unfortunately, in Michigan, local roads is a big problem, as it is in Washtenaw County. There's just never enough funding. So the township has traditionally, they have a local road investment, but usually they're focusing more on collector roads rather than subdivision roads. And they have utilized the special assessment district process to essentially fund those roadways. So that is definitely an option. That petition would need to come to either the township or the road commission. You can do either. There's different acts. Public Act 188 is a township run SAD that petition would need to go to the township, and Public Act 246 that would come to the road commission. So either would work. We partner very well with Lodi Township. They're an excellent partner over the years. And certainly we can provide estimates and follow up, and I can offer my business card, and also our director of engineering can follow up as well. Brent Schlack, if you want to raise your hand. So that's what I had for that. Certainly any improvement project we would do would certainly be available or would be able to sustain through our snow plowing. So if there is an improvement that done, rest assured that we would be able to snow plow, and we wouldn't be damaging. I don't suspect the snow plows were certainly we're probably doing the job to remove snow, but because of the deterioration of that roadway and the state of it, probably ended up causing some damage. So certainly reach out if you see that. We'll go back and do some cold patch and pothole patching essentially to get that somewhat repaired. It certainly won't fix the underlying problem, which is the road is at its end of its service life. So happy to take a look at that picture. With that,
Ms. Knowles had asked about a four-way stop.
yep, we can certainly, that's another request that we can make to look at and evaluate that intersection. I understand is it's Wagner at Huron River Drive is the one. It wouldn't be a four-way stop, it'd be a three-way stop, but my apologies. So we could look at that and see if it's warranted. There's a set of criteria that it would trigger that all-way stop condition. And then speed control, certainly we have worked and partnered with the sheriff. They have those trailers sometimes to do that feedback signing. That is a temporary relief. It doesn't solve the other issue of longer term speeding. That's more of an enforcement issue, but certainly we can look at the safety of that intersection and see if it warrants further action. So we can do that. We'll put in a WCRC fix-it request and we'll tag you in that. If you want to provide your contact, that way we'll see, get a reply and see where we're at in the process. You bet.
So you've identified Brent as our Director of Engineering?
Yep, he
Yep.
would also be the one to
Okay.
kind of follow through on the.
Sure, yeah, I'm welcome to take them.
Do you want to wait until the meeting's over, Brent, or you want to do that, step out and do that now, or? Okay. Commissioners, do you have any further comments? Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, I always am thankful for residents coming and letting us know their concerns. And Roger and Denise, thank you for letting us know your concerns about your road and what you're trying to do to make it better for better quality of life. So I appreciate you coming here and asking the questions and getting the information that you need. That's helpful to us too. So thank you. And Monica, thank you for coming. Oh, Monica left. Well, anyway, I'm thankful for Monica coming because I'm glad she didn't just stop riding her bike. I'm glad she's like, I want to do something about this so I can continue to ride my bike. Because I think that's very important. So I'm very thankful that she came here to talk about her concerns and work with us to try and get something done with that so she can continue along with other bike riders. I know there are a lot of people that ride the bikes on Huron River Drive. It's really a nice road. And so hopefully we can help the bike riders on that road. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Thank you all.
All right, we will move on to our next agenda item, which is the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 11 as presented? Motions appear on page 21 through 26 with the background on pages 27 through 68.
So moved. Support.
Any items that you have questions about, commissioners? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smears,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda items 1 through 11 are approved as presented. Next item on our agenda is a closed session. May I have a motion to enter a closed session in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, MCL 15.268, to receive an update on the settlement of the pending litigation of Washtenaw County Road Commission versus Washtenaw, case number 25-002-144-CC, and to review the attorney's memorandum regarding public comments.
So moved.
Support.
Will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smears.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. We will enter closed session. Shelby, if you would please read the items that describe how this works.
For virtual participants, if you are not a road commissioner or a designated staff member, we will now move you into the virtual waiting room. If you would like to be returned to the open session of the meeting once we have completed the closed session, please remain in the waiting room. We will readmit you once the closed session has been completed. For in-person attendees, you are welcome to wait in the boardroom or lobby until the closed session has been completed.
1 second.
We are back. May I have a motion to return to open session?
So move.
Second.
You'd please call the roll, Shelby.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smears.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we have returned to open session. We have an action item to deal with. May I have a motion to approve the settlement of the lawsuit Washtenaw County Road Commission versus Warturzian, case number 25-002-144 CC. The motion appears on page 69 of the packet.
Madam Chair, I move that upon the recommendation of the County Highway Engineer Director of Engineering and concurrence of the Managing Director and upon the recommendation of council, the board hereby approves the settlement of the lawsuit Board of Road Commissioners versus Washtenaw
For Washtenaw.
County, I'm sorry,
No, you're all right. You're all right. Keep going.
versus,
Right here.
thank you, Wortesian, case number 25-002144-CC for a total payment of $22,480 from the Road Commission. Thank you.
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes?
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurd.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. The motion is adopted as stated. We have a second motion. May I have a motion to vote for two positions on the 2026 McCrissip Board of Directors? Motion is on page 70. Background pages 71 through 79. Give the commissioners a minute to pull that up.
Dear Chair, I move the board hereby vote for Brent Lawhin to serve as at-large representative at 3 terms ending 2029 on the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool of Directors. Furthermore, the board hereby votes for Brent Lawhin to serve as the Southern representative. Is that the same name?
No, page 77, we have two nominees
Okay,
for that.
yeah. So
I would recommend Deb Kestner. I don't know what,
she's the previous, right? One is an incumbent,
right, Deb is.
Deb Kirshner. Okay, so I will start over.
Okay.
I move that the board hereby votes for Brent Lawlin to serve as at-large representative, 3-year term ending in 2029 on the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool Board of Directors. Furthermore, the board hereby votes for Deb Kirshner to serve as the Southern representative, 1-year term ending in 2027 on the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool Board of Directors.
I support.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green.
Yes?
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurd.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. The resolution is adopted as stated by Commissioner Yamas. We will move on to report of the road commissioners, starting with Commissioner Yamas.
On 6/4, I attended the Hewitt Road project presented by Nico Robeson, funded by the Federal Urban Funding and the Federal Community Project Funds from Congresswoman Debbie Dingell's office via Zoom. And it was funded also by Michigan Transportation Funds. On 6/12, I reviewed Edna Niola's County Road Association of Michigan legislative reports for the CRA. The CRA is, that's not right. So let me see. They reported about the Michigan new 24% wholesale tax. They're finally have gotten their first payment. However, that payment of 2026 has fallen short by 52 million, less than what was anticipated. And there's some rumblings that whether it will reach its particular goal. The U.S. House of Appropriations Transportation Subcommittee approved a fiscal 2027 transportation spending proposal that's $10 billion less for highway programs. $10,000 less for highway programs, approximately $5 billion less for airports, and roughly $4 billion less for public transit, which is troubling. On 6/15, I listened to PBS's very informative interview on
NPR with our very own Brent Shawak and Adam Lake, and they were excellent. It was a great interview. That's my report. Thank you. Commissioner Green,
I have no report. Thank you.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, on January 9th, I attended the Washtenaw County Parks and Rec.
January?
I'm sorry, on June 9th, I attended the Washtenaw County Parks and Rec. Notes on the Border to Border Trail. The Dexter Huron Metro Park Broadwalk redecking project is underway, and is scheduled to reopen midsummer. The decking that they're using is a decking that is supposed to last longer and need less maintenance. So it's sort of testing in that area for that decking. It does cost a little bit more, but in the long run, it will be cost effective. Dexter Connection, Mill Creek Crossing, the contractor Michigan Bridge Construction has mobilized the site and begun site preparation activities. Engineering and permitting are in various stages for the following trail segments. Delhi Metro Park to Wagner Road, there is an Amtrak review. Barton Dam to Maple Road, preliminary engineering and environmental investigations are underway. The meeting was held at the beautiful Sharon Mills Park. May 11th, I attended the Mary Lou Murray Recreation Center for the Natorium ribbon cutting for the improvements to the swimming pool area. All those who were invited in there were very pleased with the artists that painted beautiful monarch butterflies and their habitat on the walls. There's more light in the pool area. There's a sauna. It was a very enjoyable visit. I viewed the virtual planning meeting for the Hewitt Road reconstruction design. And on June 10th, I attended the chat with the Road Commission. There was one attendee. I also reviewed the 2025 Impress Awards and chose 3 for presentations at the Commissioners Conference in September of 2026. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Smers.
No report at this time.
All right, I will report that on June 4th, I too attended the virtual public information session regarding the 2027 Hewitt Road Improvement Project. And on June 10th, I attended a meeting of the Western Washtenaw Regional Advisory Group regarding a possible Western Washtenaw County Service Center. And that concludes my report. We'll move on to staff reports and updates. Staff reports appear on pages 80 through 87, and I'll turn it over to Matt.
Thank you, Chair Fuller. To start out, if there were any questions on the reports contained in the board packet for communications, operations, and deputy secretary.
Commissioner McCollum.
I don't know if this is in the packet. We talked about this, the postcard that's being sent out,
Yes.
which is lovely, lovely. The only thing is it too small? Will it get lost, or has that been a good response for this?
I don't have any feedback on that. So we are sending those postcards out for any road segment that's getting a local road improvement. So past, we haven't done a lot of engagement as it relates to our local road program. So this is a continued step in trying to increase engagement. Really what it does is it says road works coming to your area, and then it links back to our weekly road schedule, which also has links to the township pages where the agreements are. Or give us a call and you can find out more information. So it's just a quick and easy way to get that notification to the mailbox. I don't know if Tiffany has anything to share.
Yes, so far, we've, the only ones today, you just approved 2 more, so those will go out this week to alert the public. We get phone calls and people sometimes say that we're getting people to sign up for our email marketing, to sign up to get the emails about the roadwork schedule. That is something we really want. We're encouraging people to sign up so they can be engaged with, that is all, that's just something to say, hey, road work is coming. Find out here. Or if you have questions, just like Matt said.
I like it. I'm just wondering, is this the actual size of regular postcards?
Yes,
Because I don't get it. I don't know.
yes, that's the size of your typical, that's a typical postcard.
Okay, okay.
Jumbos cost more.
Yes, they do.
Well, I know they
I
do.
was trying to be conservative on because to mail it costs 74 cents.
Yeah, keep in mind, 74 cents is
Today,
today,
Yes,
right?
doesn't it go up in July again, I think?
We send out hundreds.
hundreds.
Through the
And to
chair.
be clear, sorry.
Is that the postcard rate?
It's the letter, it's the mailing fee we have with our Pitney Bowes
Per postcard?
per postcard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it doesn't go countywide, right, Matt? It goes only to the
It just goes. to
project
the
area?
Work area, right?
Okay.
So if it's from road A to road B, it's all those residents within that limit. And so what Tiffany does, she will send it out to staff and say, here's who I'm planning to
Yep.
send it to. If there's more, let me know. And
It's
so-
very targeted.
Yep, exactly. That's the idea. And then, of course, for those that are outside the limits, you still can sign up for the weekly road
Right.
work to stay up to date. And you can sign up for your particular township or countywide or whatever in between you would like. Okay, any other questions?
I do not see any
Okay,
others.
we'll go ahead and invite Dan Ackerman up to give us the finance report.
One more time, Dan.
Yes, good afternoon, board. Dan Ackerman, Finance Director. Well, time just kind of seems to be marching on and we're knee deep in the second quarter budget adjustments. I feel like we were just talking about the first quarter budget adjustments, but here we are. We've got a lot of things set up. And as a reminder, we'll talk about 2027 and 2028 budget estimates as well in the second quarter. That'll be in July at our working session. So it'll be here before we know it. Staff did have a meeting already and Brent Schlack had all the projects for 26, 27, and 28. And if you guys think this is a big year for us as far as construction, he's got news for you. So I know I won't steal his thunder, but
Dan.
you know, but it is exciting, you know, just a lot of improvements being made. And it always helps to kind of look ahead for a lot of reasons. Obviously, we primarily do this to see what does our financial situation look like 2 or 3 years from now? What changes do we need to make? But it also helps from a planning perspective because especially for 2027, we've gone through a lot of the exercise. So when we actually work on the preliminary budget, we've done half or 2/3 of the work and we're just more tweaking the numbers. So I think for several reasons, it makes sense for us to go through this. Connie's also scheduled meetings with the departments. We also meet with the various departments and we'll talk about 2026 as well as 27 and 28. Also in our conversation with the projects, there are some changes for 2026. So, you know, certainly we'll be discussing that with the board. As you've seen all the township agreements coming through, you know, that there's some updates there, some good updates. So, you know, so all those things and, you know, what's Michigan Transportation Fund's going to do? Obviously, we've seen a bit of an uptick, so can we make an adjustment there? There's our OPEB and pension additional contributions. Can we include those because we had to not include them with our initial and first quarter budget. So a lot of things that we're talking about as a staff right now, and certainly we want to make sure we're prepared for you. Speaking of township agreements, Jamie in the finance department has been working with the operations department. We have just about all of the signed township agreements for all 20 townships. And I believe by July 1st, we can send out those initial billings. So she's been working in partnership with operations to get everything set up and to just get ready for that. So we want to make sure that around July 1st that we can send out those initial billings. And, you know, also with all the work that's done here, certainly it keeps engineering and operations busy, but also finance. Connie and I are working on federal aid, just keeping track of all the federal aid jobs and, you know, the pay estimates, because we do need to record the revenues that we receive, and MDOT is billing us for our local share. So that's been, it's been a lot. You know, I think it's been, you know, some of the most estimates I've seen in any year. But obviously we've got all these projects that are going on. So I think sometimes we forget, like, finance also plays a role as far as, you know, processing more information and making sure we stay on top of it, or invoicing, or, you know, everything that comes along with the workload that we're dealing with as an agency. So, and that's really my report, unless there's any questions for me.
Commissioner Yamas?
I do. I should have asked, Matt, you normally have the register for us and it's not in this report. You decide not to do it, or you do only do?
Is it not in the packet?
No,
Because I thought there was something in there. No?
no, the reports,
No.
yeah, no, it's not in fact.
Yeah, 50.
So, yeah, because action items end on 79 and
You've got-
updates,
Yeah,
communications.
I've been on page 52.
I think it's not,
Page
I thought I
52.
saw it.
It starts on 49.
It's in a different place.
Oh, it's a
Dan
different
and
place.
Don't shuffle things
Matt
around.
and Shelby have been making subtle adjustments to
So
see if
if
we
you
know
look
what
on-
it is.
On page 2, under your consent agenda, you'll see payroll and bills,
Yeah,
and then it's ... and it says page 49 to 54.
okay, I certainly missed that. All right, thank you.
You bet.
All right. I know, I'm starting to sweat.
Dan.
Shelby and Matt got it, though. I know, I have full confidence. So, yeah. Any other questions?
Looks good.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. All right, Brent.
Hello, good afternoon. Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. We will save some of those updates for our projects to the working session in July, but we have, that'll be kind of a teaser for that July working session. But yeah, we have quite a large workload coming up in 27. So we're preparing for that, and we've been preparing for that. But I'll touch on where we're at today with our projects this season. So we did have some MDOT bid letting results from the June 5th bid letting. So Dixboro at Pontiac Trail Roundabout was the results came in. All Star Power Excavating was the contractor, and that came in at 7.6% over the engineer's estimate.
I don't recognize that.
Yeah, it's a contract that we haven't really dealt with. I mean, we've had some projects with them, so we're familiar with them. I don't know that we're familiar with them in the roundabout area.
7 Mile and Pontiac.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yes. Yep. Then the Superior Township ADA TAP project, it's a Transportation Alternative Program project. C&D Hughes was the contractor that was awarded that, or that was I guess the winner of that project. They'll go through the award with MDOT. That came in less than 1% under the engineer's estimate. So almost exactly right on. I think it was 0.86% under the engineer's estimate. So that was a really good project that was put out. Old 12 paving, that's between Jackson County line and I-94, and the Dixboro Road between M14 and Pontiac Trail. That one actually will be constructed in 2027. Let me say the limits again. I don't know if everybody caught that. So it's Old 12 between the Jackson County line and I-94, which will be constructed this season.
Is that Pierce Road? Is that?
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's
Okay.
right. It's actually, we're going through the ramps on Old 12 at I-94.
Okay.
So yeah, prior to Pierce
Yeah.
Road. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All the way to the Jackson County line. That will be constructed this year. And then Dixboro Road between M14 and Pontiac Trail, which will be constructed in 2027. That was bid together. And Ajax was the contractor named in those results. And it came in 8.26 under the engineer's estimate. So that was good news.
Question.
Yeah.
Why were those bid together?
It's part of our preventative maintenance project. So
Different parts of the county.
yeah, so we have another group that will actually go into our August letting, or they'll go into MDOT's August letting. That will be another group where they group them together. So there's some strategy on why we do that, and we want to stay
The more
under.
tons, the more attractive.
Yeah,
And honestly,
Okay.
Ajax, surprisingly, they don't do a lot of work in our county, but they will bid aggressively when the project has enough meat on the bones, so to speak. And so by combining two substantial paving projects, we got a very competitive bid, and we're 8% under our engineer's estimate, which is a good place to be. So,
And it's 2 different calendar years.
yep.
yes,
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and I think sometimes that's attractive because then you're guaranteeing work for next year.
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
Then we had Ellsworth Road paving as a preventative maintenance project. That's between Gulfside and Hewitt. And again, we deferred that to 2027, but it went through the MDOT bidding. Ajax Paving was again named as the contractor, and that came in at 5.7% under the engineer's estimate. So we had some good news for some of our paving projects. And then we do have one project in our July letting and that's another preventative package. I'll report on that next meeting. It's July 10th is the next MDOT bid letting. Public information meetings, Ann Arbor Saline at Ellsworth. That's our hill cut project. Our construction virtual public meeting will be on June 23rd at 11:30 a.m. Is it 11? I
Mhm.
thought it was 11:30.
Yeah, it says 11.
Oh, 11, my bad. That was I will correct that. Thank you. And then Dexter 5 Points, that's the Mast Joy Huron River Drive intersection, the roundabout project. Our design virtual public meeting will be July 8th at 11 a.m.
10.
or 10. Jeez, I apologize. And then we also have an in-person meeting scheduled September 29th. Let me make sure I got the right time. Yep, 6 p.m. At Dexter Library. And then some project updates. Yeah.
So to get to the Dexter Library, follow the detours,
So
right?
by September.
By September,
We should
yes.
be fine. So there's a big gap there.
Yes.
Between July and September. One of the things that we wanted to, we need to have the public meeting because of the NEPA process. We got to have that public engagement started earlier.
Correct.
But we wanted to wait till after, people are back into that fall routine.
Yep, yeah.
For the in-person. So they will have had the virtual one. It will have been recorded, and then we're going to present essentially same sort of material. It'll be more of the open house format, much like the one for Island Lake.
Yeah.
At the library.
Yep. Yeah, design plans are in a good shape for that project. We're just waiting on some NEPA comments. We're in the middle of property or right-of-way acquisition. So we're in a good place for that project. It will be constructed in 2027, that roundabout.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of inquiries
Yeah.
because we're doing the public engagement early. You're not doing that this year, and
Yep.
we are not. It is 2027 construction.
Yep. I believe there was an MLive article today too that
Good.
was advertising for that project.
Picture of
Yep.
the improvements.
Correct.
That's a crazy roundabout. It makes sense.
Yes.
Yes.
Two roundabouts in a very close proximity.
Yep, yeah. Please attend the virtual public meeting and we'll go through a lot of details on how we landed with this design. Okay, so project updates, Cherry Hill Road Bridge, federally, a bridge project. The bridge beams are, hopefully gonna be set, later this week or next week. So that contractor's, moving along with that project. The Marts at Whitaker roundabout project, I'm happy to report that, that is substantially complete. We do have some cleanup but the roadway is open. So that roundabout is open.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Good cheer.
Yes, yeah, it is beautiful. Our Island Lake Dexter Main Street Corridor Improvement Project. So if you remember last meeting, I reported that we were, looking at potentially opening the Dexter Pinckney in Island Lake. And, so staff has reviewed that. We've talked to the contractor. Contractor, is agreeable. So now we're just working on what traffic control is necessary and working with the contractor to make sure to get all that in place. So we're hoping by next week, we'll have that open. Partially open, yes. It would be the north leg and the west leg. Would be
West of the viaduct, right?
correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so of that Dexter, Pinckney and Island Lake intersection, it would be the north leg and that west leg.
Yeah.
And so people could go west or go north through that intersection. But we want to make sure that it's done safely. So we're making sure all the proper traffic control is in place before we open that to the public. Grass Lake Road between Sylvan Road and M52. It's a millage project. That paving will be taking place this week or the beginning of next week. And I have reporting, currently the contractors over in Pittsfield Township, but we'll get to that project. State Road between US 12 and Old State. This is federal buyout and millage, MTF. The roadway's closed. Contractors continue to work and focus on the widening portion. Tiffany's showing the culvert. That culvert was installed. And so they're continuing with that widening and putting aggregate down. And then we'll be paving to widen that to 5 lanes between Campus Parkway and Old State. Scioto Church and Zeeb roundabout. That roadway will be closed this week. We did hit a little bit of a snag at the beginning. It was supposed to have been closed yesterday, but some of the signage was not in place and we did not feel comfortable having that roadway closed with what signage they did have out there. So the mill is supposed to be there tomorrow. So we are hoping that they have everything in place later today or tomorrow morning to have that closed. And then on our weekly roadwork schedule, Pittsfield Township, this is through township agreement, the Washtenaw Club View subdivision, paving is continuing in there. And hopefully we'll be wrapping that up this week so we can move over to Grass Lake. Aside from that, please visit the website. And we have all of our projects on there for 2026 and 2027 and out to 2028. So I know Tiffany and Alan are working very hard to get that populated. So please visit the website. So that concludes my report. Unless there's any questions. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
For our operations report, Ms. Galay.
Good afternoon, Adam Lake, Director of Operations. Apologies, opened the wrong file. Okay, really want to thank you guys for talking with us at the working session about some of the current buildings we have here and some of our wishful thinking and plans to move into the future. It's kind of really excited to talk about some of the information we've gathered through talking with some of the crews, visiting some other counties that have been nice enough to take us in. And Matt and I were lucky enough 2 years ago to get 2 years now to go see a few other cities over in Grand Rapids. So Grand Rapids itself, some retrofit attempts they were making and made some good decisions and observations out of that. So it was a long time coming to get the information together. So we're excited to get that final report. And specific, some of the comments you guys made, we'll make a few paragraphs to talk about how the agency itself has changed over the nearly 100 years of one of the buildings and about 50 or 60 years worth of this building here. So, well, excuse me, the parking structure out back. So we'll keep that going and get the final copy ready for print, so to speak, and let you guys see that here in the coming weeks. Specific to the day-to-day operations, department work. Last board meeting, we talked about our team kind of doing the spreading of aggregate throughout the county. So that resurfacing we do with the local road program, like we always talk about. And then the same thing ongoing at the same time is the prep work. So we have considerable preparatory work going on right now. Right now we're focusing in the District 1 area. So that's the townships here. You have Webster, Scioto, and Lodi Township. Trying to prepare a lot of the drainage as best we can to inevitably start moving stone into this area and start spreading that here soon. We have ongoing tree trimming, kind of working its way up into Webster Township in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks to trim trees there, kind of transition to Dexter Township and kind of process down through. And then stone will soon follow in some of these areas. We're moved our way out of District 5 for the most part. So kind of in the south part of the county and working our way to the northwest part of the county, start spreading some material. And then by design, we'll kind of finish a few things, and specific to District 3, we were talking with Brian Trinkley today. Jared and I were before the meeting here in between the working session and now, and trying to finish some projects in the northwest part of the county because some of those townships may have an opportunity to do a little bit more work. And then also by design, to kind of touch on some of Brent's work that they're doing this year, some of the detour routes. So Wiley Road specifically with work in Dexter, trying to come back at the later part of the year to kind of reestablish what was there before we started putting extra traffic on it. And then we also had a township project planned for this year as well that we intentionally delayed back with Dexter Township. So we're doing that strategy. So we'll kind of bounce around a little more than we normally do, but by design, so bear with us. We're kind of moving throughout the county that way this year to just accomplish things in the right timeline. We don't want to go out in one affect potential local detour traffic, and we don't want to put brand new material on a road that we know is going to get a lot of traffic for the next 2.5, 3 months. So we can pause a little bit and come back later and finish that area. So that's kind of, call it the central part in the northwest portion of the county, kind of where we are status wise with the local road program. To Matt and to Dan's notes, preparing that first billing that we usually send out in July. So that's starting to work. Yesterday, we started talking specific about what the bills are going to look like for some of the townships. So kind of finished one thing and then Ken and Jared off into the next. So it's been great. Tracy and Jamie are great with us to help us from the finance department side of things. So get those billings out and keep the season going. Maintenance work, dust control still continues. Obviously a little bit of rain's been helpful here to help us out. We may get a little bit of intense rain over the next couple of days that may, cause a little more problem than aid in some areas, but foremen are out right now kind of actively, cleaning off drainage structures. They know that it can be problematic with debris. So trying to stay ahead of it. And then our mowing, we're finding our way through the county pretty quickly on the primaries with our contractor mowing service, KVK, that I kind of noted to last time we had just started. And so just in a short time, about 2.5, 3 weeks, they're up in the northern part of the county now and making their way to the northwest portion of the county on the paved primary roads. And so then we'll just loop right into the local road system, which takes a little bit longer, a little bit more mileage to mow through there, a little bit more dense that we have to mow through. So we'll continue that through the rest of the year, essentially with that group, but it's kind of the counterclockwise that we're moving right now direction. And that is update for us. I know a lot of stuff in a short time, but you've heard enough of me today. So.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, Adam, how do we clean debris and stuff under our guardrails on our bridges?
So we have a couple different processes that we can use, maintenance wise. We'll talk, just a quick example, just a guardrail not on a bridge, so just roadside guardrail. We have a couple homemade devices. There are a couple devices you can purchase for equipment. Some of it is mechanical, with a skid steer. So think of it a small little, sometimes you hear people refer to as a bobcat. We can put an attachment we built onto them. Essentially looks like kind of a fan. They
Yes.
can kind of reach underneath it and kind of shove and move the earth around a little bit. The unfortunate part is manual labor and a lot of aspects. We talk a lot of times about, trees decide to grow in that area, and some of the roadside maintenance we've touched on earlier in the season that we'll talk again when we have time to talk about it. But so sometimes we have to do it, by, physical means, trimming, cutting, weed whipping, whatever we can do. And then sometimes, depending on the slope behind the guardrail, we can use some of our bigger equipment. So think of it maybe like our gradals are probably the best to use as opposed to a backhoe, because we can really reach out and kind of pull up the slope itself without creating too much disturbance, because we don't want to give it an opportunity to erode. So some of the ground growth is good, but we just need the water to be able to get underneath and move through. So this time of year is quite an uphill battle, because the weeds and everything they're very dense right now. So it's pretty hard to visit the snakes and the rabbits and the turtles and things that are there, that are happy there when you're trying to move stuff. Last week we were on Austin Road looking at bridges specific, with Nate Murphy, so from the engineering team, our bridge engineer, to develop further plans of how do we clean them in the spring. Because when we're out there, there's multiple snakes and critters and animals, doing what they normally would do in brush like that. So it's hard for us to go walking down through there and not really impact them, or some of us don't like that stuff. So we have to kind of balance that. So seasonally that affects us a little bit. So our goal for next year is to try to maintain some of the bridge structures in the springtime. We've rented sweepers that we've proven to be pretty successful this year. So I think we're going to use some of those and deploy those rented sweepers. So think of it as kind of like a street sweeper, but a little bit more robust, a little more aggressive, a little bit more power and suction power with the bristles. So we'll use that next spring. We'll probably have to do some physical labor on those bridge decks and bridge guardrails as well. But the main thing is getting debris off the bridge deck. So if we're talking specific to those, and if there is some bit of an expansion joint in it, we try to just get those cleaned out. So we'll use pneumatic tools, usually air pneumatic, and try to blow those dry, and blow them clean. And then we can apply other sealers if we need to. But it's a good question you ask, because we're honestly trying to kind of bolster that program, now that we finally have enough crew and have enough time and have enough equipment that we can rent, that we can make that happen. So our District 2 crew is going to do that for the most part. Probably more information than you thought with your question, but
No.
honestly, we're just talking about it last week. So it's something that we're developing a little bit further to help from the bridge perspective, because those are expensive structures. So we want to take care of them as best we can. Normal roadside guardrail is a little bit easier to maintain, because you're not adjacent to a bridge. It's usually just protecting some slope. So,
Thank you.
yep.
I've had questions about the weeds at intersections with sight distances being a challenge.
Okay.
My recommendation was file a C-click fix, a
Yes,
service
please.
request, if there's a specific
Yeah.
place that's difficult. Is that
Yeah,
what you?
yep, if you would please, if you would please do that. Feel free to reach out myself, Ken and Jared, and direct to us, or send the people directly to us.
Okay,
But C-click fix is the best help.
Yeah.
Because that'll bump the foreman,
right.
where we could likely send our boom mowers there. So we could do it in-house if it's something we can get to quickly.
Okay.
Or Jared will hear it and see it, and then be able to direct our contractor there as well.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Oh, sorry. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. Traffic lights, when they go out during storms,
Mm-hmm.
are those alarmed systems? Should I do a C-click fix? There were quite a few with the last storm.
Yep. So C-click fix if a signal is out, yes, C-click fix, or if it's after hours, it'll get you right to the our answering service. So basically it rings to the answering service, and then they'll inevitably page Mark Fenelon out of the traffic and safety department, and then his crew will respond to those.
Yeah, it's an outage, that's called. That's more of an emergent issue,
Yeah.
and we don't want to do C-click fix, we want to call.
on outages.
Yeah, so if you're talking after hours. So
After hours call, absolutely.
And so some of the diagnostic systems, they can get the telemetry usually from a computer, and so they can see the outage. Some of the systems now, and Brent can probably nod to this, they will actually alarm Mark as well if we go into.
It's
depending on
related
the
to a
data.
power outage.
Yeah.
Brent can speak on that.
Yeah, hi, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. Yeah, we get, we'll probably know ahead of time before we even get any call from the answering service or any, because we'll get notified. It's almost immediate. But for, if there's a dark signal or any power issue, then we're reliant on the power company, DTE or consumers. So Mark would handle that. Mark Fenelon would handle contacting DTE and waiting for them to restore power. Most of the time, once power is restored, the signal will then get restored. We do follow the MDOT's policy on dark signals. So it follows state law on that it has to be treated as a always stop for any type of dark signal.
So my second question, because there was a power outage, but the traffic light turned into a four-way blinking stop, that's automatic? Do you-
Yeah, so if there's some issue in the cabinet or an issue with a power surge and it does go into a four-way flash, then please notify us or the answering service, and then we'll get a crew out to investigate.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brent. Yes.
Good. Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, that concludes our report.
Okay. I'm just going to do a couple of reminders. The office here is closed both June 18th, which is a Thursday, and 19th, which is Juneteenth. And we're closed on Thursday because we're on 4-10s. So we wouldn't normally be working Friday anyway. So staff gets Thursday as the holiday. July 7th is our next regular board meeting. June and July Wednesday chat sessions. Commissioner Green, June 17th. I will be on chat June 24th. Commissioner Yamas, July 1st. Commissioner McCullum, July 8th. Commissioner Smers, July 15th. And then Commissioner Fuller again on July 22nd and Commissioner Green on the 29th. That's a change, Shelby, that I think you probably have. I have found it challenging to keep up with all the public information sessions. So I would just encourage people to visit our landing page at wcroads.org, go to project updates, subscribe for updates, or even go to the interactive map or pull up the calendar. They're all right there, hyperlinks to the information about them. I'm just really reluctant to state them here because sometimes things change, they move around. And Tiffany's already got some into 27, I noticed. So get your calendars for 27, people. If there's no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Support. If you would please, Shelby.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. See everybody in July.